Our last member will be the Honorable Trollip. Yeah, at least we are awake. Honorable Trollip, following by Honorable Nkosi, and then we'll give a slot for Honorable questions for Honorable Sali that has been asked, and some of the questions is going through through the system.
With all due respect, I was respecting every single member to get an opportunity. Some of these members got answers already. My phone is blowing up with requests for responses because these matters.
We will create that opportunity, Honorable Sali.
Thank you.
I think Honorable Khabwe has utilized the space to say this is how we do it and this is how members has chosen to do. But I'm going to give an opportunity that they respond to you. Honorable Trollip.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks for letting me ask a question in this committee. I'm not a member, but I am a member of Parliament. And I sincerely hope that some of the evasiveness will be dealt with through Promotion to Access of Information Act. And that the committee...
Trollip, can you please speak closer to the mic?
I sincerely hope that some of the evasiveness will be dealt with through the Promotion of Access to Information Act. I listened to the CFO lamenting earlier on about their ability or inability to attract sponsors. And I would venture that that reflects on the performance or the image or the profligacy of SAFA. So I want to ask a question that was partly answered about Tebogo Mokoena. He received 2 yellow cards in previous games and was fielded in the game against Lesotho. He should not have been fielded. We didn't have to wait for FIFA or CAF to give that information. The management responsible should have ensured that he wasn't on the field, because it could have cost us crucial qualification for the World Cup. When SAFA was alerted by FIFA and CAF that the penalty could gift Lesotho the 3 hard-earned points, but Lesotho failed to lodge their complaint within the time frame, either it was fate or miscalculation. But I've read a lot about this, and that's what brought me to this committee. I've heard former Bafana players say that heads must roll. They've called it schoolboy error without accountability, and it tells the world we're running a Mickey Mouse organization whilst trying to qualify for the World Cup, quote unquote. I want to know, and the name was bandied here, but I want it on the record. Who made the ghastly error that could have resulted in disaster for our World Cup qualification campaign? And I ask that question against the background of Bafana, and other national teams who are thankfully on the ascendancy through performance. But I also ask that against the background of an article written in the Sunday World that was headlined, SAFA, why must you be the rotten apple that spoils the bag, close quote. I also want to reference an article on Independent Online where they name the responsible official, but they go on to say, but with SAFA being so poorly run at the moment, who can blame him? My question then is, who is the official? How much is he paid? And we don't have to hide that. How much is he paid on a monthly basis to do his job, to count how many yellow cards there are? And what happened to him for not doing his job? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. SAFA, can you respond to that question?
Could I just indicate again that matter is under investigation. It will be dealt with. And names have been bandied about. But when FIFA makes that decision, then only the investigation will be completed. The investigation is incomplete at the moment.
What systems, in terms of what the Honourable Member has asked, does SAFA have in place to prevent this? I mean, there's dashboards, there's modern analytical stuff. I mean, you can even check a player's progress on computer. Don't you think that's a serious offence?
I think the problem here was that FIFA, CAF, and the match commissioner were not informed of the yellow cards. And when you get to a match commissioner's meeting, that's when you are alerted to this. Even SAFA was not alerted to it officially of Mokwena's 2 yellow cards. It came up after the game against Lesotho. So I don't want to say too much about it because, people will feel that they are prejudiced about their own rights concerning this game. It's a very serious matter. From the legal committee's point of view, I've engaged the CEO on this matter because there are queries like Mr. Trollip has. Lots of queries that come to me as an individual. It has to be answered.
Yeah, Honorable Trollip, I'm going to give you a follow-up if you would like to. You still have much more time left.
Yes, please, Chair. Once again, I hear reference to FIFA. This has got nothing to do with FIFA or CAF. There is the responsibility of a prescribed official within SAFA to count how many yellow cards there are, to prevent a player going onto the field and compromising a crucial outcome. We don't need FIFA, we don't need anything. Have any steps being taken against that individual? And I read an article that said that the individual was paid something like over 100,000 rand a month to count yellow cards. And he didn't count the yellow cards and potentially jeopardized our qualification for the World Cup. What accountability steps were taken with this official? Or is it just do as you please in this organization?
SAFA?
Just answer that again. I cannot overemphasize the fact that if somebody says that FIFA and CAF are not involved in this, they are involved in this. It was a World Cup qualifier. So you've got to wait for all the information to filter through. To give answers here today, because Mr. Trollip is saying so, that it doesn't concern FIFA and CAF. That's not true. That's wrong to say that.
No, it's not a question of the Honorable Trollip said so. From a layman's point of view, here we have, there they play, there was negligence, complete negligence. I think what the crux of Honorable Trollip is here, you know, there are cases where you could say, sit back home until investigation. No one is speaking to that, whether the person is still within the foe, still doing the job, still counting the yellow tickets manually or whatever the case may be. And it's not enough for us as members to say, listen, we're going to accept this. This is a national entity. It's a national product. It belongs to the people of South Africa. And the honorable member and this country has the right to know what step has been taken. And we feel that, you know, it's far gone for us to just say, listen, so he's still there, there's an investigation, it's this one and that one. We would want harsher action from SAFA.
Can I assist you? Imagine if Lesotho had met the time frame and had complained, and the rules of SAFA kicked in, of FIFA kicked in, and all the efforts of those players to get themselves into a winning qualifying position went down the drain because a SAFA official didn't do their job. That's the question. What would have happened then? And we're trying to prevent this ever happening again. So instead of being evasive, why can't we just see some leadership and accountability and say, we have done X, Y, and Z about this, and we will make sure that it never happens again. But we just get evasiveness. I've sat here most of the morning, left my other committee because I wanted to come and find out what kind of accountability there is in this organization. And frankly, I'm about to leave to go to a parliamentary sitting, and I'm going to leave with the impression that there is none.
SAFA, I'm giving you a last bite at this, Doc.
No, there will be accountability, but we'll have to wait for all the reports to come in. You have these, if you act against any staff member, they also have the right to take up the matter. As we've seen with Namsla, going to the CCMA, going to court, and then you must defend your position. And our position is clear. We will defend on the side of what is right. And unfortunately, we cannot do it at this stage. So we must just plead for, give us some space so that we can deal with the matter.